Illinois Stories is brought to you by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by the support of viewers like you. Thank you.
Hello, welcome to Illinois Stories. I'm Mark McDonald in Macomb, right across from Western Illinois University at the Alumni House. If you drive through Macomb anytime soon, you might notice that there's a repopulation of mascots around the university and downtown. The loved bulldog in Macomb. And there are 14 new bulldogs, all decorated in different ways, sort of like the cows up in Chicago, which you may recall. Bill Howard, who is a professor in the art department at WIU, kind of came up with this idea about how can we make the bulldog, incorporate the bulldog into the community, raise some money for scholarships, get artists involved.
Exactly.
It's been a kind of a hoot to get it all to work.
It's been unreal. It's been unreal. I mean, when we first started this, it was intended to be a public art project. And to marry the community with the university, and the response has just been overwhelming. It really has. So we decided to model it after Cows on Parade, and Georgia Southern did Eagle Nation, and a lot of campuses have done this. It was just right time for Macomb to do this. At the budget crisis and all that, people needed something to rally around, and sure enough, they really rallied around this.
We can look up on the porch, and you can see the bulldog there. This one is, of course, gold and purple.
Right.
And this group of people that we have here, some are the artists, some are with the foundation that got this started. Some are sponsors. I mean, there's a variety of people involved that make this work.
Well, right. I mean, the community leaders and the businesses, we sold 14 bulldogs in a week and a half, so they were very excited about it. And then we sent out a call to artists in a 4-hour radius around Macomb. And the response there, we've got, I don't know, 60 entries, something along that lines, and they were all unique, from purple and gold flowers to a Harley Davidson dog to paw prints to a well-dressed dog at Nelson's Clothing, you know, things like that. And so there's regional artists plus professional artists plus young artists. It didn't matter. We just picked the design, and the response has just been incredible.
You put the call out to business people around Macomb that wanted to sponsor this thing. I think it's what, $1,500 for a small bulldog?
For a small dog. We call that the big dog, and then we have a $3,000 alpha dog.
Alpha dog. There's a big dog in the alpha dog.
Which is double the size of that dog, and they're monstrous. I mean, they're huge. And half of that went to a scholarship. Half of that, or part of that, went to buy the bulldog. And then there was some money there for the artists for their materials there. And then the artists over the summer painted them. They brought them back, and we had an unveiling at Town and Gown, and it was just, the response has been incredible. Some of the businesses have noticed that on average, they get anywhere from 5 to 10 people a day, newcomers a day, coming in their businesses asking about the dogs. So we kind of figured that there would be a 20% increase in their business and visitation, and it's sure happening. Absolutely happening.
Well, during this program, we're going to look at as many of the dogs as we can, and we're going to interview as many of the artists as we can, and find out what was going through their mind when they came up with the idea and how they decided on it and all. But Bill, this is a terrific idea, and thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you. Thank you for doing this. It's awesome.
Yeah. Well, Jan Clough, you were familiar with this project because you teach at WIU in the art department. The call went out to artists. You said, I can come up with an idea for that.
Yep, the moment I heard about it, I thought that would be a really nice project. I loved it that it involved the university and the town. That's kind of a rare thing. And then the scholarships, the money was going to go to scholarships for art majors. So I thought, I'll be a part of that.
Perfect, perfect. So how did you come up with the color scheme?
Well, it's WIU's colors, and purple and gold. And someone told me that the colors were based on flowers that are indigenous to this area. Cornflowers. And so I thought, well, I'll kind of go with a basic design like that, and the requisite rocky paw print. You have to have that.
And this is what we see over here, right? The paw print?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I thought the paw print and the flowers, they reflected each other really nicely. And so it just seemed like a natural theme to go with.
Yeah. He's a, you know, a bulldog, a yellow bulldog is kind of striking. You kind of expect them to be more gruff than sunny, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I did want this to have curb appeal. I wanted it to be able to be spotted from the street, and I didn't know that this was going to go to the Alumni House at the time, so it just worked out really well that it's far away from where pedestrians are, but yet it stands out and it gets light on it at night. It was just...
And it's right across from the campus. The Western Illinois University Foundation purchased this one, so school colors are absolutely appropriate, aren't they?
Yep. It was a really natural choice for them to pick it, and I was thrilled that they did.
It's beautiful. Well, Brad Bainter, the Western Illinois University Foundation, really came up with the money to make this happen, to raise more money for scholarships.
Correct. When Bill came to us with this idea, we thought it was a great idea, and we're happy to give the seed money and really purchase the first Rocky. And it went to, that's our mission, supporting students here. So the idea that we can do this around the community, get the community involved with us, and raise scholarship money at the same time was just a great idea. So we're happy to support it.
And all the dogs are named Rocky? Is it? They're all named Rocky? But they all look considerably different.
They do. It was a very fun event for us to bring the artists to campus, to bring the community into campus, to purchase these Rockies, and to pick the artist and design them, and then to unveil them. It's just been a wonderful event, a great town gown event for us.
Let's turn around and take a look at this Rocky. This guy was the Rocky #1, right?
Correct.
And he was the one that the foundation purchased. So Rocky is sort of like the progenitor of all the other dogs. Huh?
Yeah, and that's right. And we couldn't think of a better place to put it on this campus than in front of our alumni house, where our alumni can enjoy it. It has a great view of the campus, and people going by gets to see this one. And being the first one to purchase, we've got to be the first one to select an artist. And Jan's been a friend of mine for a long time, so we were pleased to be able to pick Jan Clef to do this for us.
She did a terrific job.
She did, and she put a lot of heart and time and energy into it. And she was always worried about what we were going to think about it, but it looked great from the very start, and just so pleased. And we get a lot of great comments on it. People driving by, seeing it at night. So it's worked very well.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Tom Clauden, Mid-America National Bank has one of the alpha dogs.
Yes.
We saw one of the big dogs earlier. This is the alpha dog.
Right.
What do people say when they come in the bank after having seen the dog?
It's been quite the deal in the community. Our customers have walked into the bank. They're asking our receptionist for information on what it's all about. Some of them have seen in Chicago the cows on parade. So that's kind of brought it to life too. We've had people that aren't our customers bring their kids up to take pictures. We've had people bring their dogs, which has been quite humorous.
Introduce their dog.
We had one guy brought 2 Labradors up, set one on each side of the dog, backed up, took a picture. Not a customer of the bank, just happened to be walking by. So it's been great. It's been great for the community, great for downtown, and it's a good thing.
It's good for visibility, and anything that gets a little buzz going is good, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I think it really shows the partnership with the university, and we're always trying to work that in. You know, you've got this huge employer out there, and then you got our community, and it's good to try to partner and work things together. And this supports both. It's good for us, it's good for them.
You're a sponsor, and without sponsors, this doesn't work.
Oh, no.
It can't work.
No. When we were approached as to our interest in this thing, because I was familiar with the cows on parade, Naperville does snowmen on parade, and I thought this would be a good thing. But there was only a limited amount of alpha dogs. But if you're going to do it, might as well do it right. So we wanted to do one of the first alpha dogs, so that's what we did. And we thought it looked great out in front of the bank, and it's a great conversation piece too.
He's a beauty. Congratulations.
Yeah, I thank you for that.
Thanks for talking to us.
You bet. Good to meet you.
Colleen Wiley, we're at the corner of East Washington and
Randolph.
Yes. Okay. And your big dog is a handsome devil.
Thank you.
You put what you did was, I love what you did. You took photographs of Macomb, scenes of Macomb, and fixed them on the dog. How in the world did you do it?
Well, it was really exciting. I loved going around finding all the different interesting buildings in Macomb, especially since I just moved here a year ago. So it was kind of cool to get around and see all the different places. And then I took an acrylic medium and applied the images after I superimposed them into frames and then adhered them that way.
So I don't know anything about how this is done, but you took the photographs, you put them in the frames,
Yes.
and then you sort of glued them, covered them with a clear material, which affixed them to the dog.
Yes,
Is that-
it's like an
okay.
acrylic. It's like when it dries, it's a clear plastic, basically, that adheres them and sticks them nicely to
What
the
a
dog.
neat idea. And you know what I like about it too? You know, the dog naturally has these sort of undulations to him, and your photographs roll right along with it.
Well, that was the
cool.
nice part, because when you get the pictures wet, they can be moved and manipulated however you would like them to. There are a couple creases, just the nature of the medium, but I think he turned out wonderfully. I'm very proud of him.
And his
Thank
name,
you.
of course, is they're all Rocky.
They're
right?
all Rockies. Yes. There's
Did you have a name for him? other
I
than
did
Rocky?
not. No,
Okay.
no. My favorite part probably is his little face. I
let's
really,
take a look
I
at that
really
little
love his face, and he just looks real natural, and
He looks
I just
so
think he's so
kind,
cute.
doesn't he? He looks understanding.
thank you.
He does. He has a depth to his eyes that looks very kind.
Yes.
And you're an art student at the
Yep.
university.
My second bachelor's degree, I went back for an art degree at Western, so
Yeah.
very excited about it.
Well, Colleen, he's beautiful, and
Thank
you should
you.
be very proud.
Thank you.
Very, very nice. Well, John Nelson, this store has been in your family for what, 3 generations? You're the
Yes,
third
77 years,
generation?
and actually my son is in college now as the 4th generation.
Is that right? So he's going to be coming into the business.
Just
think.
temporary. No, moving on, moving on.
He's going to be moving
Yeah.
on. It might end with you, huh? If the store might end with you. That's okay. You're a young man. You can keep it going for a while. This dog, Rocky here, Rocky the 5th or 6th or whatever.
Oh, yeah, he's awesome.
He's been here for a couple of weeks. He is
Yes.
awesome. He is awesome.
He's
What
been
do
here a
people
couple of
say
weeks,
when-
but the comments have been just rave about him. We have at least 6, 8 people a day come in, and they anything from, oh, he's great, I love all the dogs, to half of them say he's the best looking one they've seen. And
Wow.
we tend to agree, but we may be a little biased.
Well, they sure got the school crazy with the school colors, didn't they? With the gold and purple.
Sure,
Nuts
and then
with it.
all the things behind it, the teamwork, the strength, all that. Our artist was Deborah Sparrow. She'd been an alum and had been through art, and they found her, and anyway, we ended up picking her as the artist, and we couldn't be any more thrilled that we had her do this.
You know, that's kind of interesting because there's a partnership between you get to sort of refine the design that's going to be in front of your place. So the artist submits something, and then you can sort of play with it a little bit, right?
Yeah, there was a conversation back and forth, but just what she drew, she was my first choice, and when it got down to me, she still hadn't been picked by anyone else, so so it was a good fit to start.
Yeah, yeah. It's very colorful, and it shows a lot of school spirit. Yeah, it belongs right here, doesn't it?
You bet. I say we're proud to have them.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Well, Charles Wright. I mean, this is a shining example of what a bulldog can look like.
Oh, yeah,
it's really terrific.
Thank you.
What is the effect on this half of his face, which kind of looks like the Phantom of the Opera sort of look? What's going on?
You have it perfectly.
Is that right?
When I made it, actually, I made it out of individual pieces of eggshell and covered with lacquer, stuck down with glue. But it's supposed to have the Phantom of the Opera look. And I learned this technique from a Chinese artist years ago, and she put it on painting, and I started putting it on small sculptures. So I wanted to apply that effect to this piece when I got commissioned to work on it.
And these are real eggshells.
Real eggshells.
Okay, and you sort of just you bust up the eggs, and then you sort of make a puzzle out of it, huh?
Well, what you do first is you spend a lot of time peeling the membrane off the inside, and then putting it down and carefully putting it down, and
Wow.
it takes a long time. It took me a month or more to
my goodness,
get all of that completed.
Yeah, it would be tedious, except it's kind of a challenge to make sure that it all fits together right, doesn't it?
Yes.
And then what keeps it from coming off? How do you cover it? How do you...
What I cover it with is a clear lacquer. And there's actually about 10 coats of lacquer on top of it. Each time you put it on, you sand it, wet sand it with maybe a 600 grit sandpaper. Yeah. And it's as smooth as almost working with toothpaste. And sometimes I've even, the person who taught me, used toothpaste to smooth hers down. But you take your time and constantly do it, let it dry, and then spray another coat of lacquer on top of it.
wow. He is so well dressed. I love it. He's got his, it looks like a tuxedo on here.
The tuxedo is what I wanted him to have.
Yeah, and he's got a bow tie with the tailing, you know, that
yes.
It says Century 21, the sponsor is on here.
Yes, yes.
He's terrific. Look at his feet. He's got this sort of sequin spangle thing going
yes.
on with his feet. How'd you do that?
Well, just that's a kind of glitter effect, just simply putting glitter on and to make it work. It's covered also that the gold, actually, some is gold paint and some of it is gold leaf. Mm-hmm. And I wanted that effect, you know, just to sort of mix the paint and the gold leaf together to sort of give it a kind of painterly quality. And then the back of it actually is actually paint. And I wanted to sort of do the colors. The gold and purple for Western is what I wanted to kind of have the effect of going.
Oh, he is stunning. Look at how he shines. Sparkles. Congratulations. He's a beauty.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, it's a wonderful piece. It was a great project. I got involved in it, and it took me a while, but I really was pleased with the results.
Thanks for showing it to us.
Thank you.
Lorraine, why did you choose this bulldog?
Well, actually, Dr. Wright had the thoughts about it, and I wanted the purple and gold, and we talked and came out exactly like we liked.
Is that right?
Perfect.
So when you saw the design of it, you said,
yes.
That's what I want, and then after you all compared the little notes and looked at it again, you said, let's go for it, huh?
He had great ideas, and we just had some minor things.
You have it inside the glass door so people can see it from the sidewalk. Right. What do they say when they come into your business?
Oh, we just get we get so many comments, and of course we're partial, but we have so many people say that it is the best one. We think so. I believe it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it is. I'll tell you what. It is stunning, and it's very imaginative.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
You would think that there's only so much you can do with a bulldog.
You would think so.
But Charles did a little extra, didn't he?
I thought the tuxedo and the Century 21 tie, bow tie, they're great.
Yeah, that's right. And it's a little good PR for you as well.
It's both, right?
Well,
but
thank you.
We do get so many good compliments.
Yeah. Right. Thank you, Lorraine.
Well, nice to talk to you.
Well, Sarah, this big blue Rocky has been here, what, for a couple of weeks?
For a couple of weeks, yes.
Yeah. What do people say, if anything, when they come into the Chamber of Commerce?
They say they really like our dog, and they usually come in asking for some maps for where the other dogs are at.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
So they've heard that there's a series of these dogs. They want to see them all, huh?
Yes, yes.
So you hand them the map, and then you kind of guide them around town, huh?
Yes, I absolutely
Well, that's kind of cool for the Chamber to be able to say, yeah, go here, here, and here, because that's kind of what you want to do, isn't it?
Yeah, we want to promote all of our businesses.
This fella, do you have a name for this dog?
Well, the dog himself, it's a Salvador Dali painting is what it's kind of modeled after, so I call him Dali. You
call him Dali? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know that any other name would really be appropriate.
He does. He's got a lot of the old Dadaism in him, where, you know, what in the world's going on here? Kind of like a bad dream.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I love the color. I mean, that real bright blue, like Blue Man Group blue, is really neat. And he's got the Dali mustache too, right?
He does, yeah. The artist Tyler was telling me that he had this fear of ants, so that's where a lot of it came from some of his paintings. He was really scared of ants.
You mean Dali was?
Yeah, Dali was scared
not
of
Tyler,
ants.
but Dali.
No.
Huh? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So he was afraid of ants, and he didn't mind showing the world, huh?
Yeah.
Well, listen, thanks for visiting with us. Yes. Do you ever come out just to see how he's doing?
I do. I kept thinking maybe I'd make him a costume for Halloween, but
he's
never got around to it.
Okay. Thanks, Sarah.
Yeah.
Well, Ben Beck, we're just off the square at your insurance firm.
Yes.
And you got involved in this thing and then found out, you know what? There isn't a military theme on any of these dogs.
That's exactly right. Yep. We looked at all the options that were out there that were still available to us, and then we kind of threw out the idea to our artist, and we just said, you know, there's nothing military. What could we do to incorporate that and do it to where it was, you know, done respectfully, you know? So she came up with some ideas, and we went back and forth with them, and this was the end creation.
Her name is Amanda Bratz, and she's got the insignia of the various branches of service.
Yes.
On Rocky here, and also she's an art student at the university. And not only did she incorporate the military theme like you wanted her to, but this dog has just the most beautiful, kind face, doesn't it?
Yes.
Isn't
yes.
It just it's just a beautiful face.
Yeah. No, Amanda did a great job for us. She was wonderful to work throughout the process of it. She kind of came in late to the entire thing too, so we felt very lucky to have her. So, and she's a student at Western going through the education department along with artists. I think she wants to be a teacher when she gets done. So yeah, a lot of young kids are going to be very lucky to have her.
When people come into your firm after having seen the dog, do they have any comments about it?
No, you know what though? It's actually, we've had a few people walk in and stop and say, "Love the Bulldog, looks awesome." So yeah, it's been a great thing for us, just as far as getting involved with the community and everything. But yeah, people are walking in and commenting on it. We've had some. You know, see them stop and just kind of looking at it, taking pictures with it. So
it's nice to have a conversation piece to get
absolutely
to get stuff started. You know,
absolutely,
get something to talk about.
Well, and it's a very emotional theme for a lot of folks. You know, the military. A lot of people. You know, I had a woman come up and talk about how her dad served, and she said he would have loved this dog. So it's one of those ones that really resonates with a lot of people.
And especially right now around Veterans Day.
Absolutely.
It's you know, spark up a conversation
absolutely.
or two, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you bet.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Ben.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Well, John, on the grounds of the McDonough District Hospital, there's a new addition.
Yes.
A bright new addition.
Very bright.
You got one of the Alpha Dogs.
We got one of the Alpha Dogs. It's Rocky, it's Starry Night. We were lucky enough to be able to pick that concept on the day of the selection, and we think it's turned out great. We've had some favorable comments, and actually, I never even thought about it, but blue is the color for the hospital logo, so it's a good fit.
Is that
for
right?
That too, yeah.
Okay, and the purple and gold, of course, fit for the university.
Definitely.
So it all ties together, which you know well because you worked for the university forever.
I was there for a while.
Yeah.
And the thing that's nice about the program is the partnership between community organizations, McDonough District Hospital and Western Illinois University. So here you have an opportunity to show a little spirit. A hospital is, yes, it's a serious place, but yes, it's a place where a lot of happy things happen too. And I am sure that if it hasn't happened already, it will. We'll see some child on this dog with some photos taken.
You know, I'm surprised that I would think that there'd be kids climbing all over this thing, especially the big versions.
Well, they haven't discovered it just yet. It's only been a few weeks, and it's not a beautiful spring day just yet. So I'm sure we'll get a lot of traffic. I'm looking forward to the feedback. And we've had some, and it's been pretty positive.
You know, the way this works is you as a sponsor get a chance to look at some of the designs and sort of pick one. And they weren't all available by the time they got to you.
No, I think I was number 7 in the NFL draft lottery. They were kind of joking. They were joking. And we had a lot of fun that evening. And there were a couple of concepts that I was still interested in. And what I like about this is it's an opportunity to put some community landmarks on the hospital property. It's not just about the hospital, it's about our community. We serve the community. We are part of the community.
Speaking of landmarks, let's take a look at a couple.
Sure.
Down here, you know Sherman Hall well. That's sort of like the main building at Western Illinois campus.
Right.
We saw that earlier in the program. We did an interview in front of that. And then over here, some of the dorm buildings.
I think that's the first rendition of the new face of Thompson.
Oh yeah, okay, all right. Well, that makes sense.
Right.
And then over here, I mean, when you come into town from the north side, everybody sees the water tower, and everybody would recognize that if they come in from the north.
And they should recognize the courthouse. The McDonough County Courthouse is an iconic.
It's very distinctive.
So it's been a great opportunity for us to participate. We tried to pick a location that was pretty highly visible. People come in the entranceway and they can't help but see Rocky look at you.
Yeah, he's big and bright.
I wonder what he's going to look like in 6 inches of snow, but I am more than happy to wait.
You'll be out here to shovel it off, won't
No,
you?
I won't be. We'll see if Rocky melts the snow. But I'm sure kids will play on it too. But I'm delighted. Yeah.
Well, John, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you. We're going to close the
It's always
program.
fun, Mark.
Appreciate you visiting with us.
Glad to be out here to help.
There are 14 of these dogs, mostly around the downtown area of Macomb, but also at the university and here at the hospital. Drop into the Chamber of Commerce and get one of those lists and maps and have them show you where they are and take a ride around. These dogs will be up for 2 years, but every other year, another program like it is going to be resurrected. So you can expect to be a reincarnation of the dogs in another couple of years. With another Illinois story in Macomb, I'm Mark McDonald. Thanks for watching.
Illinois Stories is brought to you by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by the support of viewers like you. Thank you. For a DVD copy of the program you've just seen, send $19.95 to Network Knowledge, P.O. Box 6248, Springfield, Illinois 62708. Be sure to include the program name, subject, and when the program aired. You can also order with your credit card by calling 800-232-3605.